Once or a few times, people approached Rebbe Nachman before Rosh Hashana, when he was alive, telling him that they had major obstacles, major difficulties in being with him for Rosh Hashana. This especially was a case of a story that happened before his last Rosh Hashana in the year 1810 in the city of Uman, where he passed away. So they came complaining they have major difficulties from the family, from home, financial constraints to be able to be by him for Rosh Hashana. So Rebbe Nachman ordered them not to come. And then they would say, but you yourself told us of the importance of being by you. And then he would scream at them, he would get angry and say, I told you already, don't come and don't ask me again. Rav Nosson, who was there at the time when this happened, this specific incident, he records like this: but we knew that Rebbe Nachman's true desire is that a person should break the obstacles and be by him for Rosh Hashana. So why this negative answer? Why the answer not to come? So Rav Nosson says there, if you take a look in the book Tzaddik, the translation of the Hebrew Chaim Moharan, there's a special chapter called the greatness of his Rosh Hashana. So he says there, Rav Nosson, that this is the way, that when a person asks a question like this, that's an indication that it's hard for him. And any Rav, any leader, when asked a question, he understands that the reason why he's being asked by the person is because the item is difficult for him. That's why he's asking. Because if it wasn't difficult, the person would not ask something which is difficult whether or not to do in the first place. So the fact that this person was asking was a sign that it was difficult for him. And because the person's asking, a Rav, a leader, always must answer in the negative, saying, no, you must not do it if it's going to incur a loss, if it's difficult. As soon as you ask, that the Rav has to give an answer which is suitable for you, because why else are you asking? However, if you're wise and you know what you should be doing, you know it's the real truth, and you're asking because of the difficulty and pressures, but you know the importance of the item, so Rabbi Nosson says there, so don't ask. Keep quiet, don't ask. If you know its importance already, jump in, work hard, if you know it's important. And if you can handle, then it's understood you ask a Rav, and obviously he's going to tell you not to do it. Like has happened many times, people ask, I have my wife doesn't want me to go, and this. So even if they were to ask Rebbe Nachman himself, he would have to say, stay home, don't come. And if they make an issue, but you yourself said, stay home, don't come, don't make the move, and don't talk about it anymore. Because you asked. Once you've asked, you put your foot in your mouth, and you have to do what the Rav said. This is an exception. If you take a look in the book Rebbe Nachman's Wisdom, Sichot Haran, he says there, Rebbe Nachman, that everything a true tzaddik tells you to do, you must listen to, except for if he tells you not to travel to be by him or by the true tzaddikim for Rosh Hashana. By that, you don't have to listen to them. But still, this is the idea. In anything in Judaism that requires difficulty, don't ask. And the classic, typical example is Pinchas. When Pinchas was about to kill Zimri and Cosby, if he would have asked, right, then the answer is no. But he told Moshe Rabbeinu, didn't you teach us Kana'in Poginbo? Someone who's a Kanai, someone who's vengeful. If he asks the question, am I allowed to kill such a person who does such and such a situation, like the case of Zimri, having relations with a Moabite, if he were to ask, the answer is no, you're not allowed to touch him. But if on his own, without asking, Kana'in Poginbo, the vengeful person, he goes ahead on his own and does it, we tell him, Shkoyach, Chazaku Baruch, great, you did a wonderful job. If he were to ask, the answer is no. But if he on his own does it, we tell him, Kol HaKavod, we applaud him and say bravo. And that's how it is for everything in Judaism, which requires self-sacrifice. If you ask, the answer is negative. But if you go on your own and you make the initiative, because you know, you have a brain in your head, you know that this must be done. And you know already also, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that when you ask a Rav, a leader, a question that requires on your side Mesirat Nefesh, difficulty, they are going to answer in the negative. So it's best, If you know the truth that this is what has to be done, don't ask, because you're just going to put, like we said, your foot in your mouth.